We move over to Facebook. We're live on Facebook. Now let's head over to YouTube. Get us live on YouTube. We are live on YouTube. We're ready to rock, buddy.
All right. Well, today is Thursday, March 9th. This is the Crypto Flight Path. Looks like the flight path that some of our favorite cryptos are on is down today. And talk about feeling under attack. This feels like some coordinated fuddy fud BS. And although it's hard, man, this has been events where this stuff it feels so wrong after what we started the year off with these, after coming out of the FTX crap, which we thought and there's some really good memes about well, how much worse can it get, and how much worse can it get after the next thing and the next thing and the next thing. It's just it feels like there's just this conveyor belt of bad news that is just inching along, and every time prices or when there's less FUD in the world, markets correct upward, and some of the selling pressure comes off, and prices climb a little bit, or climb a lot bit, and then they reach a certain point, and then the next phase of the FUD cycle has to start, because hey, the media's got to get paid. So boom, they start dropping these things. Oh, so and so bank is going out of business. Oh, this other bank that it's oh, surprise. These things have been banks just don't go out of business like Silvergate overnight. These things take time to unravel. Just like FTX took time to start to fray at the edges and then continue to unravel. So I just put on my conspiracy theory helmet for a second. It's the politicians. Let's talk about where the politicians get their direction and their talking points from. Their donors, the constituents, so what I think is happening, and somebody please correct me if I'm wrong, happy to be wrong here, is that big finance, big Wall Street finance have applied enough pressure, meaning they've written enough checks to hit the lobbying apparatus that has come down on the political talking, or the politicians, the political wing of, or not the political wing, the people that make up the body of our government, and now they're just doing what they've been told. You need to talk down crypto. You need to talk about raising taxes. You need to use this inflation narrative crap to hammer asset prices so that people will panic sell, so we can panic buy. So there's a little bit of, I don't even want to say this, but I'll say it anyway. It looks like there's blood in the streets, and the saying is that when there's blood in the street, you should be buying, even if it's some of your own blood. And don't take that as financial advice, and do your own research, all that great stuff. But the point I'm trying to illustrate is that, relatively speaking, while prices have come down, yes, they pretty sharply, in fact, if you zoom out a little bit and look at where we were at the beginning of the year, and then look at where we were in the middle of November, end of November last year. Has the apocalypse finally arrived? Is this any worse than the FTX nightmare that we've seen?
Not yet.
Okay.
That's like that meme with Homer and Bart Simpson. Bart says to Homer, he says, "This is the worst day of my life." And then Homer says to him, "This is the worst day of your life so far."
So far. Okay.
That's how this feels. It really does. It's like that your meme you brought up earlier is accurate. How much worse can it get? Well, a lot. That's the way these things go, right? And the title of the video is "We're Under Attack," and I don't think anybody that's in the space can look at this and say that there's not some coordinated effort right now to hammer crypto. And I'll just give you a few examples. You look on Twitter, you see just in, Biden proposes new rule for Bitcoin Removing the ability to tax lost harvest. There's another one that just came out. He wants to tax Bitcoin miners 30% on electricity. He wants to raise the capital gains rate from 20% to 40%. Sure, Biden. Let's it's par for the course for you. Here's another one. Open Coin Telegraph. U.S. repo force names crypto as target and efforts $5 billion in sanctioned assets. CoinDesk. Why financial analysts miss Silvergate's red flags. Bitcoin dips below 21K to reach lowest levels in 6 weeks as Silvergate shakes investors. I mean, you just go on and on and on, and it's the same stuff. It's one thing after the other, and it seems like it's an endless parade of the same stuff, one thing after the other. I mean, you were mentioning before, this is well timed with, Senator Warren, for example, is out there celebrating the collapse of Silvergate. And in reality, I mean, she's probably had a lot to do with it, with these people, the way they operate. I mean, this stuff is crazy. But if you're looking from the outside in, you're going, God, that industry is a disaster. And if you're looking from the inside out, you're going, no. We've got incumbents that are waging a full-on attack on every layer of infrastructure that we've built over the last 4 or 5 years.
Yeah. Interesting thing. I had a thought and it went away just as quickly.
While you're thinking, I mean, we can go back and just look at our friend Rec Capital here, and he's done a good job of laying out, we've been trading in this range, and today, we rejected from the 21.7 and we dropped. So, we had a double top formation, and this is technical stuff that, traders use, but, he's saying that to fall within this range would be in the low 19,000s. And so still trading within a range, even though it seems like the world's falling apart. But, this price action is, it's driven by, simplest terms, buyers and sellers, right? There's more sellers than buyers, so the price is going down. But the news around, like we talked about yesterday, is this constant thread of ominous, regulation and taxes coming in really does affect the way people look at these markets in the short term, right? And so it's interesting to kind of watch the two play out in tandem, because at some point, all this FUD and news cycle ends, right? And then they're on to something else.
Exactly, and I got my thought back. So thank you for giving my brain the space there. But